I couldn't believe the words slithering through the cracked bedroom door. Each one a venomous bite sinking deeper into my soul. There I stood, hand trembling on the doorknob, my heart pounding like a war drum in the silence I'd just escaped. Mom. I know it sounds bad, but her being deaf, it's like a godsend for this mess, my husband Michael's voice whispered, low and conspiratorial, thinking the walls were deaf too. She can't hear a damn thing anymore. This is our shot too, my knees buckled, the world tilting as if the floor had given way. This had to be a hallucination, a cruel trick of my recovering mind. But no, every syllable was crystal clear, carving into me like a knife through butter. Let me pull you back, step by agonizing step, to how I got here. It started 5 weeks ago, on a crisp autumn morning in our quiet Seattle suburb. I woke up to nothing, no birds chirping outside our window, no hum of the coffee maker downstairs, not even the rhythm of my own breath. Panic clawed at my throat as I shook Michael awake, mouthing words I couldn't hear myself. His eyes widened, confusion turning to alarm as he typed on his phone, Emily. Can you hear me? I shook my head, tears blurring the screen. We bolted to the ER at Harborview Medical Center, where after a battery of tests, Dr. Ellis, the otolaryngologist, delivered the blow, sudden sensorineural hearing loss from a brutal inner ear infection I'd been battling. Complete deafness in both ears. Will she get it back? Michael asked, his lips moving in that exaggerated way people do when they think you're fragile. Dr. Ellis scribbled on a pad, possible, but no promises. We'll treat aggressively and watch. Those early days were a living hell, a void where sound should be. As a kindergarten teacher, my world revolved around the chatter of little voices, the ring of the school bell now all gone. I took medical leave from Lincoln Elementary, my classroom a distant memory. Isolation wrapped around me like a shroud. I felt cut off, adrift in a sea of silence. But Michael? He seemed like my anchor. He took PTO from his real estate job, learned basic sign language apps, texted me sweet nothings, held me through the nights when sobs shook me but made no sound. His mom, Susan, started dropping by more, casseroles in hand, jotting notes like, "You're a fighter, Emily. Michael and I got your back." I clung to that support, feeling blessed amid the chaos. Yet, cracks appeared, subtle at first, like hairline fractures in glass. I'd enter a room, and Michael and Susan would freeze mid-conversation, faces snapping to plastic smiles. They'd scribble something innocuous, just chatting about the market, but their eyes darted, guarded. Michael glued himself to his phone, angling it away when I approached. Work stuff, he'd text, brushing me off. Susan's visits stretched longer, their talks intense, lips moving in hushed urgency I couldn't decipher. And the mail? Michael snatched it all, claiming he was handling the load while I healed bills, statements, everything. Trusting him felt natural. We'd been married 7 years, built a life in this cozy craftsman home. Why question the man who'd vowed in sickness and in health? The deafness gnawed at me, turning everyday life into a minefield. No more phone calls with my best friend Sarah, just endless texts. Venturing out terrified me, crossing streets without hearing horns, missing announcements in stores. Vulnerability became my shadow. Weekly check-ins with Dr. Ellis showed zilch progress, meds tweaked, therapies tried. But silence reigned, until that fateful 5th-week appointment. Sitting in his sterile office, he examined my ears, then fitted the headphones for the umpteenth test, expecting the usual void. I nearly jumped when a faint beep pierced through. Then another. My eyes shot wide. Dr. Ellis grinned like he'd won the lottery. "Emily," he said slowly. "Testing." Can you hear me? My voice, rusty after weeks, croaked back, yes. Yes, I can. Tears flowed as he explained the miracle. The inflammation had finally subsided, restoring my hearing fully. But then his tone shifted. Serious. Sudden recovery can be overwhelming. Some patients prefer to ease in quietly, observe their world before announcing it. The shift from silence to sound? It's a shock to the system. Take a day or two. I nodded, but a knot twisted in my gut. An instinct whispering caution. Driving home. The roar of traffic. The radio's static, it should have been euphoria. Instead, unease simmered. Michael was home early. Unusual for a weekday. He greeted me with a kiss. Scribbling, doc update? Any hope? I could hear his shallow breaths. The distant tick of the wall clock. But I lied. Writing. Same old nothing. Why? That gut feeling screamed to watch. To listen unseen. That night, feigning sleep, I caught Michael whispering in the bathroom about the timeline and moving forward. Dread coiled tighter. And this morning? Outside our bedroom. His call to Susan shattered everything. My pulse thundered as I backed away. The betrayal seeping in like poison. Lawyer? What the hell did that mean? I slipped into the bathroom, running water to mask my gasps. Mind racing. This man, my partner, plotting in the shadows of my supposed helplessness. Footsteps approached. I flushed, composed my face. Michael stood there, all smiles, noting, morning. Babe, sleep okay? I nodded, wrote back about coffee, and watched him leave for work, or so he said. But his car phone call drifted. Mom. En route. We'll hash it out at lunch. Alone. Coffee trembling in my grip. Paranoia gripped me. Call the cops? On what vague suspicions? No. I needed proof. His home office beckoned. Door unlocked. Desk tidy. Our wedding photo mocking me with frozen joy. Drawers yielded nothing until the filing cabinet's back folder. Unlabeled. Inside? A nightmare in ink. Power of attorney forms. Competency evals. Guardianship petitions, all in my name. Michael's note scrawled, document 6 to 8 weeks disability. Susan on board for investment deadline mid-deck. Secure authority ASAP. Bank statements revealed $90,000 siphoned from our joint account over weeks. Into some unknown void. Emails with a lawyer. Reynolds. Discussed my incapacitated state for financial control. Bow rose. I dry heaved in the sink. This was no mistake. He was engineering my downfall. Painting me as helpless to seize control. Then the inheritance docs, my folks' life savings. $220,000 left after their fatal crash 4 years back. We'd vowed to save it for our dreams, kids. A bigger place. Balance now? $130,000. He'd already grabbed $90,000 from what was mine. Fury ignited. Hot and unrelenting. I snapped photos of it all. Every damning page. A car in the drive, too early. I shoved everything back. Bolted to the living room. Book in hand. Michael entered with Susan. Her voice carried, "You sure about this?" Michael? No going back once filed. I froze, reading as they whispered in the entry. Mom. The Evergreen Development's gold, my college buddies holding a slot. But I need $220,000. It's in our savings, her parents' cash. But legally ours. Susan hesitated, still. Michael snapped, married means shared. She's deaf. Mom, incompetent for now. The cruelty gutted me. If she recovers? Months away. If ever. By then. Investment flips. We triple it. She'll praise my savvy. Tears streamed. I didn't dare move. They shifted to the kitchen. Clinking mugs. Sarah's nosy, Susan said. She texts. Visits. Michael dismissed. Harmless. Reynolds files tomorrow. Judge'll greenlight with her med docs. A knock. Sarah. With lunch. Michael tried blocking. Bad timing. She's resting. But Sarah pushed in. Nurse instincts sharp. Noting my tears. She wrote, "You okay?" Decision time. Trust her? I mouthed, "I can hear." Her eyes flared. But she played cool. Typing covertly, "What's up? Cops?" I replied, "Michael's stealing inheritance. Lawyer at 2 for POA fraud. Evidence needed." She noted visibly for show. Then left, but parked nearby. Michael and Susan resumed, awkward. But she's gone. Let's prep for Reynolds. He grabbed his briefcase. I texted Sarah, "Leaving soon. Tail them." They departed. I waited. Then called Sarah. "Emily." "Your voice." Rage fueled us. On speaker with her lawyer pal. "Lisa, fraud. Exploitation act now." We raided the office. Photographing more notes on perfect timing via my deafness. Emails with Susan plotting. Delusional thief, Sarah spat. Clock ticking, 45 minutes to the appointment. We sped to Reynolds' firm in downtown Seattle. From the lot. I called, "Emily Thompson here. Stop any meeting on my name." Hearings back, fraud in play. Reynolds. Flustered, confused. "But come in." Michael's car arrived, our eyes locked through glass. His face drained of color as I spoke on the phone. He knew. We stormed in. He burst after. "Emily. You can hear." I turned, "Yes." Everything. In the lobby. With Reynolds emerging, "No POA authorized. I've proof of forgery. Theft, $90K gone." Michael pleaded, "For us. Evergreen deal triples it, back with profit." Bitter. I spat, my deafness as godsend. Forging me incompetent. Susan begged, Reynolds canceled. Divorce lawyers, I demanded. And police for fraud. As Sarah led me out. Michael's pleas echoed, "Don't destroy us." But he had choosing greed over vows. We filed the report that day. The silence of betrayal finally broken by justice's roar. The price? A shattered heart. But freedom reclaimed.